running back set, not a fullback and a running back, but two running backs.
Lefebvre just 3 of 6 so far. Has time, swings it out to Gable. C.J. Gable just his second touch of the ball game, and once again, Ronnie Yell is right there. Ronnie Yell has already made an impact, his biggest last week in a pick-6 touchdown. But this is a guy who is getting rave reviews from his head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Benavides describes Ronnie Yell as special. From the way he prepares to the way he plays. Very intense, very focused, and it's showing in his performance.
San Jose State product. Lefebvre now rolling and now throwing as Samuel Shagir, and he has the catch at the 5-yard line. Well, dispelling the myth as well that Dan Lefebvre doesn't have a great arm.
Well, throwing this one on the dead run, you could label this play as student body right. Dan Lefebvre's rolling, and the rest of the troops are coming with him. Sam Shagir's just using his speed to run. Nice sliding catch there from the University of Sherbrooke product.
Biggest offensive play of the game besides the Lefebvre scamper. There's problems, but Lefebvre goes forward. And was lucky, too. On 1st and goal, Dan Lefebvre, miscommunication. A breakdown in the backfield, still was able to advance it 4 yards.
Yeah, nice adjustment here by Dan Lefebvre. He looks like he wants to toss this one out to C.J. Gable, who's aligned to his right. Fakes the handoff there, looks like he wants to pitch it. It's Madu that comes around as the backs exchange. That gets taken away. Lefebvre keeps.
Oh, boy. Terrible snap. Goodness. Dan Lefebvre smothers the football, which is good news for the Cats. They can still kick a field goal. But this was a botched snap.
Yeah, keep an eye on. Lefebvre's got his head looking around. The ball comes up from the center. Mike Filer, his second start at center.
Whoopsie.
Sends the Tiger Cats scrambling. Are fortunate to recover this, to even have a shot at 3 points.
So they get it down to the 2-yard line. Now it's back for a field goal from the 31, and Medlock does it again. 10 of 11 on the season. 17-6 game. Kevin Glenn. Looking like a young Kevin Glenn here tonight, throwing and scooting for a score. Tomorrow, the CFL on TSN continues. The Ottawa Redblacks at McMahon Stadium in Calgary. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Watch live on TSN, tsn.ca, and TSN Go. Earlier tonight, the Edmonton Eskimos increasing their record, knocking off Montreal in the first half of our doubleheader. Logan and Iannuzzi back. 17-6, 12-point, like that 11-point advantage for the BC Lions. And Iannuzzi up near the 40 brings a roar from the crowd, and Andrew Harris. Boy, it's been an adventurous ride for him tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. His first touch of the ball game rolls up that right ankle as he's pulled down by Antonio Coleman. Very slow to get up, hobbled off. Little treatment on the sidelines from Billy Rochelle. And then right back to work. The big play on that reception from Kevin Glenn. See how that ankle holds up as this game progresses, partner.
Leading in yards from scrimmage. Second in receiving in the Canadian Football League as well. This is his time, and boy, he's amped up for tonight. Andrew Harris would not want to leave this football game, even though he's limping again. You know why? Hazel's in the house.
His biggest fan, there she is, sporting, of course, number 33, his daughter Hazel. Biggest fan, and maybe one day his agent, yeah, from what we understand.
Maybe his scout and coach as well. Andrew makes his offseason home in Winnipeg. Oh, Emmanuel Arsenault runs into Gordon Unger, the you're saying. That was a great hit. As he gets in the middle of it. There he is.
Middle of the action. Right behind the goalpost.
This would have been a huge play, and the umpire sometimes will be right in the middle of it. We saw Ben Major last week take a cleat to the melon.
No shortage of Tiger Cats wanting to help him up after he helped them out a little bit.
Heart might be palpitating there. Looks like he's okay. Ricky Schmidt to Banks. Nowhere to go. Down at the 30. Well, it's Friday night Lefevre tonight for Dan and his gang. We'll have more on his story this season with Farhan Lalji after this. There he is, native of Illinois, former Bears draft pick Dan Lefevre. Here's Farhan.
Guys, we know that Dan Lefevre can run the ball. We've seen him throw it on the run, but there's a belief around the league and even among some Ticats that he cannot stand in the pocket and throw it deep down the field, especially between the hash marks. Now, I spoke to Lions coaches, and they're certainly aware of that trend, and they've been working this week on having their defensive backs rally upfield and tackle shorter routes. They're also trying to play their coverage and push receivers towards the sidelines, anything to try to force him to see if he can beat them in the middle of the field. I spoke to Lefevre about it, and he said, listen, I threw for over 10,000 yards in college. Not all of that was short and to the sidelines. Guys?
What a hit. C.J. Gable upended. Ford Parks had him in the crosshairs.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Hamilton, number 50. The penalties decline. Second down.
Moot point, didn't matter.
A slow developing play there. And the flat route to C.J. Gable allowed the defender to start creeping on it as the ball was in the air. It's Josh Johnson, the nickel. You see him over here. The left tackle, Jake Olson, gets the left hand up on David Menard.
Jake Olson, who used to protect Lefevre at Central Michigan. Lefevre another first down. That time Jake Olson did a really good job protecting that blind side, but Lefevre took off. Again, former teammates with the Chippewas, but once again, there is a penalty flag at the midfield stripe. 17-yard gain. What will this be? Right now, Dan Lefevre has 86 rushing yards. We're not even at halftime.
After the play, objectional conduct, BC number 28. 10-yard penalty, first down Hamilton.
That was former Ticat Jamal Johnson.
We all know what Dan Lefevre did on this play. He gets a little help from his running back, C.J. Gable, who ends up on the linebacker right to the right edge of your screen as Adam Bighill. Once Lefevre takes off, Gable turns blocker. And he seeks out one of the most dangerous tacklers in the CFL, and Bighill gets just enough of him to let Lefevre slip by.
Well, there's the play call again. Dan Lefevre talked many times about what he did at Central Michigan. Leading in both throwing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns. 90 yards rushing already for Lefevre.
And Dan Lefevre let us know yesterday. We asked him who his idols were.
He would have thought maybe 13, Dan Marino, or, you know, some quarterback when he was growing up somewhere. He grew up in Illinois. It wasn't.
Walter Payton. Dan was a running back till he was 14 years old.
Drop football, Banks right at the first down marker and right in his midst. And that will bring out the third down unit, the boot team. This does not help out the percentage.
Good protection, good time. Throws a little low, but it's one that Brandon Banks has got to be able to pick up.
Justin Medlock, who has pinned opponents more than any other kicker inside the 20, doesn't get it inside the 20 this time, but at the 21. 8:49 to go in the second quarter. Medlock doesn't like that one. Cats down 17-6. Well, Andrew Harris, as he goes, so go the BC Lions.
Yeah, no doubt about that. 33%. That's 1/3 of the BC Lions offense is provided by number 33, Andrew Harris, their running back, leading the team in rushing, leading the team in receiving. Near the top of the CFL in both categories as well. He has been a force this season.
As you mentioned earlier, not only just having a most valuable season for the Lions. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Sean Gore, welcome to the highlight reel. Did you?
Well, and Sean Gore may have seen his life flash before his eyes here just as he caught this football. The out stem, quick slant, but he's running right towards the free safety, Craig Butler. Fortunately, Butler overran him a little bit to the outside. Otherwise, that would have been a huge collision.
Glenn looks to Harris, now checks down and tosses it for Ernest Jackson, who couldn't bring it in. What a season it's been for this guy, though. And his prized possession is here tonight.
When we played in Montreal, and I think I had like 19 pass pro sets or something like that, and she calls me and she says, "Daddy, why are they making you tackle guys?" She's like, "They need to give you the ball." And I was like, you know what? I wish you could be in my coach's ear sometimes. But you know, so the fact that she sees that, you know, she's a smart girl, and she likes. I think she just likes more so when I say hi to her on the camera after touchdown.
Kevin Glenn feels the heat and gets the ball away, incomplete. Well, good chance that Andrew Harris might be seeing the end zone here tonight. He usually does. If he gets 10 or more carries in a game, the Lions normally win. Just 3 carries so far, but again, every time we take a look at him, he seems to be limping on that ankle, and as this game progresses, that ankle is probably going to swell up a little bit.
Yeah, they got the tape on it right away, which will help control the swelling, but you can see the soreness is clearly becoming a factor for him.
Ricky Schmidt, booming boot here. Brandon Banks, look out! There he goes! Paul McCallum's back. He's not catching him. No one will catch Brandon Banks. See ya! Touchdown! What a run! 97 yards. Magnificent. Brandon Banks. Ricky Schmidt was the last guy, had no shot.
And watch the moves here from Brandon Banks. One there, dodges an unblocked man, but this is the key, that skip step to the left, and away he goes, and you knew right there he was gone. Ricky Schmidt, not sure what went down here as he was clutching his shoulder.
This is the same guy a couple weeks ago who got hurt in a scooter accident. Ricky Schmidt. Brandon Banks, though. It was Schmidt the last guy, of course. Looks like he's banged up. Extra point. And Brandon Banks.
So back-to-back weeks with return touchdowns for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Last week it was Quincy McDuffie. This week, Brandon Banks. Watch the move right here. The skip that just explodes laterally. Sort of transported himself to the left. And away he went.
No one was catching this guy. He walked by us earlier today. He is a tiny guy.
Great ball security from up top. Okay, good job.
Short and skinny and lightning quick.
Outstanding play there, and one the Hamilton Tiger Cats needed.
Well, they got one from Quincy McDuffie last week. McDuffie got hurt. Banks gets back in the lineup. And that look says it all. Already tonight, the Lions have fallen victim to an onside kick. And now a return for a touchdown. Logan and Iannuzzi are back.
Well, so far the Tiger Cats on kickoffs have managed to kick it away from Logan.
Not this time. Logan, now he jukes up near the 35, and there's a flag down at the 39-yard line.
On the return, illegal block. BC number 24. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Kevin Glenn will go back to work with a bit of a long field here.
After the penalties, first down Lions on their own 24.
Lions got off to a great start, scoring on their first 2 series.
Kevin Glenn's been doing it with his arm and his legs here tonight.
Back up the gut they go, up near the 27-yard line. Andrew Harris, 4th touch of the night.
And as we continue to monitor that ankle of Andrew Harris, wonder how long they're going to keep him in this ball game. You see him in the backfield here. A little stutter step, and you can see there's a hole right there for Andrew Harris, but not sure the same explosion is there to get to that without much push from that right ankle.
Again, that happened on his first carry early in the ball game. 18 rush yards, 23 receiving yards. For a guy who was a territorial exemption for the BC Lions, Winnipeg native who moved out to BC and played junior football on Vancouver Island.
Andrew Harris is the reason why the rules surrounding junior players entering the league are a little bit controversial.
6 receiver set for Glenn. Here's the rush. Cannot get out of the pocket, and the sack for a team that does not get many sacks.
There's a flag on the play.
In fact, both the Ticats and Lions are last and second last in sacks and sacks allowed.
Illegal contact on a receiver. Hamilton number 20. 10-yard penalty. First down BC.
Well, that negates the sack.
After the penalties, first down Lions on their own 39.
You see Emmanuel Davis in coverage here. There's the collision and a little bit of a clutch. He's got to hang on as he was knocked off balance on that collision.
Here's the pitch to Logan. Simone Lawrence missed a couple games with a hamstring. Back in the lineup. Tackle leader for the Ticats. The Minnesota.
Well, such an important part of this Hamilton Tiger Cat defense. Guy they weren't sure they were going to have back this season as he explored some NFL opportunities during free agency in the offseason, but eventually re-signed with the Black and Gold.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 from the 36. Here's the rush again, and over the top in traffic, almost picked off by Brandon Stewart on a deflection. Again, the intended receiver was Sean Gore. So Lions offense so good in the first quarter, silenced here in the second.
Well, Eric Norwood's going to come from his defensive end spot. He's in that stand-up. Going to hit it on the run. Quick swim to the inside.
Well, back to Mr. Banks. Ricky Schmidt just gets it away. Good kick. Banks might be a little exhausted only a few moments ago. Return 1 for 6. 4-point game right now. Well, be careful what you fish for. The biggest event of the season bites into August with over 42 hours of original content. Discovery's infamous Shark Week begins Sunday at 9 Eastern. Ryan Drummers trying to get the crowd into it here. Lefevre floats one for Kerry Koch. Corey Parks there. May not have got to the line of scrimmage. Loss of 4 on the play. Again, Kerry Koch replacing Luke Tasker this week.
But away from the ball. Andy Fantuz is one of the blockers on this bubble screen to Koch. He goes for a cut block on Josh Johnson. The aftermath of that, pretty good tussle between the two of them as Johnson had him in a headlock as that play wrapped up.
We'll watch that. 2nd and 14. 3-man rush. Lefevre. Strong arms one. Open man again is Samuel Giguère. Ryan Phillips brings him down, and right now they are missing that wide side guy, Samuel Giguère. That's twice now